Hello, everybody. Welcome on board. Друзі, вітаємо. Радий всіх бачити. На початку будемо просити всіх вимкнути камери, увімкнути камери, для того, щоб ми з вами побачили один одного, зважаючи на те, що в нас з вами віртуальний формат, але ж все ж таки бачити очі, бачити обличчя один одного – це завжди дуже важливо. I would like to ask their participants to switch on your cameras, at least in the beginning, to see each other. We are barely ready to start. We are already 7. Okay. My colleagues are telling me that most of their registered participants are already here. So let's start. Once again, I'm happy to welcome everybody, all the participants, all the residents of the CCIs Center in Ukraine at the first event of their Black Sea Basin European project, CCIs Centers. All you being selected through the strong competitive procedure, and I am happy that we were able to meet most motivated, well prepared, and definitely talented people who would like to convert their talent, their creativity in a business. And in few days, we will have the first creative meeting, the first introductory lesson. And there we will talk, we will discuss the nature of the project, the activities, plans, etc. But today we are already starting from our first event, first training seminar, service, marketing, brand for creative industries. We call it how to wow the client. Друзі, ще раз вітаю. Перш за все, вітаю наших резидентів CCIs-центру в Україні, частину міжнародного європейського проєкту програми співдружності країн Чорноморського басейну. В нас за декілька днів, ви, я сподіваюся, бачили календар наших подій. За декілька днів в нас з вами відбудеться перший такий introductory lesson, перша вступна зустріч, де ми з вами поговоримо про проект, про можливості, про перспективи. А сьогодні, ну, як ми кажемо, починаємо зразу, пирнаємо з головою. Для нас, для кожного з нас сьогодні, ну, це дуже важливо зрозуміти, що Україна стала ще на декілька кроків ближче до Європи. Ми вже країна, кандидат в члени ЄС. Тому міжнародні ринки, європейські ринки стали ще більш відкритими до нас. Також для нас більш відкриті європейські можливості по кооперації. Саме тому ми з вами тут сьогодні. І сьогодні починаємо, і більшість програми в нас буде англійською мовою, бо це мова міжнародного спілкування. Тому ще раз пирнаємо з головою відразу в комунікацію англійською. Весь проект фактично дає можливість будувати міжнародні відносини, будувати контакти з колегами креативних індустрій з 5 європейських країн. Це Греція, Болгарія, Румунія, Турція, ну і, звісно, Україна. Dear colleagues, I will proceed. As far as I already mentioned, we are now the candidate member for the European Union, and it's opening for the Ukrainians, for the Ukrainian businesses, more opportunities, more instruments, and this program is part of such instrument of cooperation. So, as I told, we are starting from their deep jump, and the most part of our program will be in English. So today is our first training seminar, and it's my pleasure to introduce you the first trainer. Our idea was to bring to you the best, the number one in most spheres of competence. We are going to participate during these 17 coming events of the Career Center in Ukraine. And the brilliant person number one today, please meet Anastasiya Vladychynska. She is number one service expert in Ukraine, founder of Vladychynska Consulting, author and teacher of the first service school in Ukraine, the only certified consultant for building a service system in Eastern Europe according to the De Julius Group methodology, creates services for companies of the future and includes service thinking. I believe that today we will start the service thinking for most of us. Also, Anastasiya certified at the Customer Experience Executive Academy, United States. Started at the Disney Institute, Ritz-Carlton Training Center, and New York Speakers University. Professional speakers of the National Speakers Association of New York, judge of the European and North American Award for the most customer-oriented companies. So you already got it. Today, we will focus on customer orientation. One of the key tasks of this project is to help create, develop, and commercialize creative products. At the moment, you can think about what, how, and to whom you will sell your creative products in future. But you are already need to think about customer, current and future, and understand how you will build a relationship with them, what you promise and what you will give to them. So this is all we are going to discuss today with Anastasiya Vladychynska. Anastasiya, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Artem. And I'm super excited. I have never spoken to a group of so many creative people. I have to tell you this, okay? So for me, this is like, oh my gosh, this is cool because we are going to talk about how to be creative in business. Okay, you know how to be creative in what you're creating, but then today we're going to talk about how to be creative in business. Okay, and today I'm going to speak to you from two sides. Okay, so one side of me will be giving you some tips. Okay, and these tips, you will see the companies that I work with. You will see that these tips are very, high class. On the other side, I'm going to be showing you that I also have my own brand, right? And I also had to start it from scratch. And at some point, I was like you and some of you, looking for different markets, right? Only selling in Ukraine and nothing else. But now I can boast that I have clients from the US, I have clients from, I'm talking to you from London, where I do have another client. So I did have clients in Bulgaria, I did have clients in Moldova, Eastern Europe. So please look at me today as somebody who really wants to help you, okay? Both ways, giving you some tips on how to work with your clients. And then on the other side, also, I'm ready to share. If you have any questions, how did this help you or this help you? I'm very ready to share, okay? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pin myself so you can see me on a bigger picture. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to share my presentation with you. And right now, you're supposed to see the slide which says how to wow your clients. You see it? Do you see it? Okay, good. Now, also, I'm going to ask you for something, please. Go down to that chat and please tell me which city you're now connecting with us from. Please, quickly, just fast. Go down to the chat and please tell me which city you're now in, which city you're connecting to us from. Mykolaiv, yes. Who else, please? So I can start. London, Istanbul, yay. Kavala, yes. Who else? please, let's get that chat going. Odessa, I love Odessa. Yuzhny Ukraine, never been, but I'm sure it's a nice place. Sunny Beach, Bulgaria, that's so good. That's so good. Mykolaiv, again, yes. Greece, so good, Maria. Thank you so much. Okay, and the only reason I want to know where you're from, because I'm going to be structuring my presentation the way that is going to be helpful internationally, okay? Kavala Greece again, good. Marilena, welcome. Good. So please, guys, use the chat. For me, chat is the only thing. You probably have noticed from the 3 seconds that I'm very charismatic and outgoing. So for me, doing stuff online is hell. If you could just help me and use that chat with reactions, and if you like something that I'm saying, if you like an idea, if you like a thought, go ahead and put it into the chat. Okay, agreed? I hope so. Good. So yeah, we're going to talk about how to wow your clients. And for you, I'm sure, especially for those creative minds of yours, I have many friends, artists. When I was little, 17 years old probably, I translated for huge symposiums in Ukraine. So artists from all parts of the world would come to Ukraine, they had their symposiums and they spoke English, so I had to translate. So I do understand a little bit the thinking process, right? And I know that you are so focused on what you're creating, right? On the masterpiece that you're creating, on the product that you're creating. Let me speak some business language over here, because I teach at the business school. So excuse me for my business sometimes language, right? But I will explain all that. But at the same time, I know that for creative people, sometimes it is really hard to, to sell, work with your clients, just because, you're not 100% of your mind is concentrated on your baby that you're creating, right? So it's sometimes, you just need somebody who will tell you, okay, let's sit down, let's see how you can work with your clients better so that, and what's the so that here? So that you could sell to those clients more and you could have those clients refer their friends to you, okay? Now, let me ask you this question first. Do you think wowing your clients is expensive? If you think yes, just put, plus or yes in the chat. If you think no, just put minus or no. Nadia says no. Okay, who thinks it's a plus? Who thinks it's expensive? Go ahead, put it in the chat. If you think that wowing your clients is expensive, go ahead and put a plus or yes. If you think it's not expensive, just put a minus so that I know, the thought process over here. Okay, let me wait 2 more seconds. Okay, minus. Okay, plus. Yeah, so the majority of pluses over here, right? The majority of pluses. It's it's a general thinking that wowing your clients is expensive, because we think in categories of champagne or nice cakes, or you have to buy them extraordinary boxing, or you have to, I don't know, fly their favorite Starbucks latte from one city to another. But I'm going to teach you some things today that I'm personally using and which I would highly recommend you to use, okay? Why would you do that? Just because for your brand to be more seen to your clients, okay? Your brand as a person, your brand as a person who creates. And by the way, I know that, again, for creative people, you like to talk about your babies, about your masterpieces, right? You take pictures of your masterpieces, you take pictures of, on Instagram or on different websites. Maybe you have started selling NFTs, so over there as well on different platforms. However, I need to urge you, and if you're making some notes, if you're taking some notes, please put that on your notes. People buy from people. You have probably heard this, meaning, sometimes when I work with my clients, I wonder if they really care what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I think they just buy time with me, seriously. Okay, and this will work for you the same way. So when you're posting stuff about your masterpieces, about your babies, please make sure you also post stuff on the social media, wherever you're doing this, you also post stuff about yourself. Because people nowadays, especially if we are talking about EU, especially if we are talking about states, they want to know who you are as a person, okay? They want to know what you believe in. They want to know not just your bio, that's boring, but they want to know what you believe in. They want to hear you, how you talk, okay? So just make sure that, a brand, unfortunately, you just can't have, one brand over here and your personality over there, because you're a creator. So they want to know who's the creator of those babies, of those masterpieces, right? Now, everything I'm going to teach you today is going to be low cost and high value. I'm always looking in the ways when we work with clients, I always recommend low cost, high value. And I'm sure you're with me on that, right? Because nobody wants to spend too much money on working with your clients. Now, who am I and why I have the right to talk to you today? Number one, kudos to these beautiful people from Mykolaiv, because when Olga called me, she said, Anastasia, we're still on, we're still working, and we're full mode. I was like, what? People in Mykolaiv? I mean, for me, this is amazing, okay? The resilience, the creativity here is amazing. So you've heard that already, but several important things over here. I am an MBA professor, so it means that I will be using simple categories with you, right? But just know that when I'm using something simple, it's not really simple. There is a huge depth into it, okay? And I do love using metaphors. So when I will be giving you examples from other businesses, from different businesses, like all kinds of businesses, please don't think like, okay, this is not about me, this is not my business, this does not apply to me. No. Always, especially you are creative minds, and I want to encourage you today, when you work with your clients, take ideas from other businesses. Take ideas from other businesses, and then I'll tell you, today I'll also tell you why, okay? I am a professional speaker. I did graduate from Disney Institute and Ritz-Carlton as well, because I wanted to know why Disney is so good in working with their clients, why Ritz-Carlton is so good in working with their clients, and what I can use and what I can recommend to you. So see how it's connected, how we take ideas from other businesses into our business, right? These are the companies that I've used to work with, giving them consulting, giving them workshops, trainings, all of that, right? Different kinds of companies. You could see from banking to fashion. I've been lots and lots of times on the US TV talking about customer service, customer experience. Now, please, the only reason I'm telling you this is to encourage you. Why? Because I remember it was not 5 years ago, around 6 years ago, I applied to a conference in Hungary. And by that time, I was already a professional speaker in New York. I had speeches in New York, in Brussels, you will see it today. And I applied to Hungary, okay, for the conference. And they said no. They were like, no. And I asked them why. And they actually told me, because nothing good comes from Ukraine. Now, that had created such a big tension inside of me that I decided to show the world that everything coming from Ukraine is good and is going to be super good. So I kind of made myself a goal that you're going to see a Ukrainian on American TV, because Ukrainian is good. That's the only reason I'm sharing it with you today. So this is in Australia, this is Brussels, this is New York, right? So by the way, when I'm giving you all those pictures today, I also have, remember, I'm working with you today from two standpoints, right? So when I'm showing you those pictures, I also have an idea for you that if you have been, awarded at conferences, you have been awarded at different symposiums, if you have those things, please always tell your customers about them in a nice way. Nobody's asking you to boast, but I know that some of you are very shy. Are you shy? Tell me. Because I know that some of you are very shy. And some of the people were telling me, Anastasia, I'm just not the kind of person to post on social media, to post, about my awards, to post about my work. I get this, but guys, if you want to sell internationally, unfortunately, you will have to do that. Okay, like it or not, you will have to do that. Okay, and you might say, oh, but it's against my personality, it's against my everything. Do it nicely, do it, don't spam people, but unfortunately you will have to do that. So what's in it today? Today we are going to talk about what is actually a wow. Like, how can you become a wow brand? That's number one. Number two, how do you start wowing? Like, where do you even start? Number three, is there any system in wowing? Okay, does that sound good? Sounds like a good plan? Yes, no? Are you with me? I want to see you in chat with me. Yes, no? Come on, guys, give me some energy. I don't know what you're doing there. Like, are you making some lunch or what? You're here. Good. Good. Well, yeah, at least Konstantin, Alena. Yeah, good. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about wow. Now, you and I have this weird concept of wow. I have to tell you this. Basically, we think that wow is something super mega extraordinary. For example, I'm showing you the picture. This is a very recent picture that I took in London. Basically, this used to be a store that was selling men's suits, as you see them here, like men clothes, men's suits, right? But then they have realized that those people, those clients that buy the suits are also a coffee lover. Okay, they're also coffee lovers. So they have decided to partner with the coffee machine manufacturer. As you can see, these coffee machines are very stylish, not just a regular coffee machine, right? So they decided to cooperate with a coffee machine producer. And by the way, why can't we have a cafe over here with the same coffee that is, sold over here? So now you come into the store and if you're a man, you're like, oh, that's an interesting store. It looks like a coffee shop. Oh, well, it's not just a coffee shop. It has coffee machines, stylish coffee machines, and it has suits, right? So from the perspective of the business, this is a very interesting concept, by the way, because coffee machines and suits, they cooperate, right? They cooperate and they double their clients. So if you're taking notes, please put down a question. Who can I cooperate with? And I know that you already are cooperating. I know that your pictures, your photos, your sculptures are probably, I know that they're in the business school. Okay, so in Kyiv Mohyla Business School, where I teach, we have lots and lots of Ukrainian artists displaying their art in our rooms, right? Now, you know that at business school, you usually have business people. Business people usually means money. Business people means money, means they will be interested in the paintings, means they will probably buy them. So this is the cooperation that I'm talking about. However, think about some not such direct corporations, okay? Try to think, who can I cooperate with who is not so direct? Where can I display my art, which is not, a business school, okay? And not an exhibition hall. Where can I display it? Where can, clients who appreciate art, where do they go to? Do they go to a very stylish coffee shop? Okay, can I display my art there? Do they go to, so you get the point, right? So number one, how you can start wowing your clients is by cooperating with somebody else. Okay, but that's not easy. So this is not an easy one. I will show you the easier ways to do it. Now, or for example, this, I don't know, for me, guys, this is heaven on earth. This is a bookstore, and I love books, and I love printed books. Anybody here as well who loves printed books? Like, I love books. Plus, it's a complete bar. So you have a book and you have a cocktail. I mean, what else would you want? Right? So it's a beautiful place. Again, it's a wow. You go in there, you're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. But if you think, it's nothing special. It was just a bookstore who has sub-rented a piece of a bookstore to what? To a cocktail place, right? And they cooperated. So this is one way to look at wow. However, there could be some other wows, and let's talk about those ones as well. So this is closer to your sphere. I attended this Royal Naval College in London, and they have a beautiful painted ceiling. It's called a painted hall. Amazing painted ceiling. But as you know, when you're in museums, when you're looking at the painted ceilings, you always have to have your head like this, right? So it hurts, your neck hurts. So in this place, they have decided, why can't we have beds instead of chairs, which is just brilliant, because you're actually laying down on the bed and appreciating the painting. Now, take this example, please. And again, remember I told you I'm going to use metaphors. I'm not going to give you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because you're creative people, you're adults, you know much better than I do your work. My idea here is just to lead you, to show you a beautiful direction that you could take. So here, this is a beautiful example of creative people thinking not just about the creation, not about the painted ceiling, but also about a client who is going to observe the painted ceiling. Does that make sense? So this is the mindset shift that I'm actually mentioning here, which is hard for us, and I know this. Not just thinking about our own masterpiece that we are creating, but also about serving a client with that masterpiece, okay? Now, wows could be super cheap, but still a wow. This is an example from a public hospital in Ukraine. Guys, a public hospital, understaffed, underpaid, under everything, right? But for Christmas, the women in there, the nurses, have decided to buy those little cookies and to put them on the doors of the patients because they wanted to create a Christmas atmosphere. Now, this is a huge wow for a public hospital, right? If you saw this in a private hospital where you pay, thousands of dollars for your surgery, you would just say, well, that's okay, that's what they had to do, right? So another point of view of how you can wow your clients is looking at your sphere. Let me just say, at your business. Unfortunately, I have to use this word because you're creating, but you're also selling. So it is a business, right? So you're looking also at your business from the standpoint of what are other people doing in other sectors, in other businesses that I could use. Because if you're not using this, this means it's a wow, because it's not usual for this sphere. Okay, does that make sense? It's not regular, it's not usual for that sphere. That's why it's a wow. Or even this little thing. I was in the hotel, and you know how on a business trip, I go to 15 hotels in 15 days. I don't even remember where I was in which hotel. But I do remember this hotel. You know why? Because of this funny thing. This, on the towel in the bathroom, I had a card. It's a very cheap card, signed by, as you can see, Donielle, who is actually cleaning my room, right? And she says, have a great stay. So I turned this page and I wrote there, Donielle, thank you for cleaning my room. So she, I come back, I go to my bathroom, and she writes me something else. So, here we go, and we have a whole chat over here. But I do remember this hotel because one person did something personalized for me, okay? And we will go to that in a minute. So what is a wow? Something not expected in this industry, okay? Something not expected in this industry. As you saw those examples that I was giving you. Now, not expected does not mean that you have to pay huge amounts of money. I always joke that a security guy in a bank, when you come into the bank, a security guy is opening the door for you and is smiling at you. That's already a wow, right? It's cheap, doesn't cost you a thing, but it's already a wow. Why? Because in banking business, security guys usually don't smile. Does that make sense? So something that is not usual in your industry, okay? So a wow is something not usual in your industry, not expected in your industry. I don't expect in a public hospital for a person to be giving me cookies for Christmas. I don't expect from a person that I ordered a painting before the war in Ukraine. I ordered this beautiful painting from the artist in Uzhgorod, in Mukachevo. You probably know her. She paints beautiful, very natural flowers. Very, very simple, amazing. And so I ordered the painting from her. I don't expect her to tell me when she started doing the painting, when she's going to be finished, when she is going to have that painting delivered. And I totally didn't expect, please hear me well here, that with the painting, she will send me a card. It's just a card. It's just a postcard. where she signed it and she said, Anastasia, thank you for buying my painting. And she signed it with her autograph. How much is it for her? How much time does it take? 1 minute? But for me, guys, I have that picture, that postcard right in front of the painting. I'm like, look. Everybody, the guests come, and I'm like, look at this. Look what I've got. I have a painting, yes. But this is so much more personal, right, than just the painting. Does it cost you anything? No, just a little card. Now, of course, this person could also keep in touch with me after. We will talk about this as well, because this is where the money is. I can share with you that you saw, where I've been, you saw where, the clients that I have internationally, but I have to tell you that I don't pay, I pay zero money for my own marketing. Zero money for my own marketing. All the business that we are getting right now is coming either from the clients that we already have. That's why go ahead, take up your, take up your notepads, your telephone, look at the contacts of the clients that you had last year or the year before. Ask them, how are you doing these days? Keep in touch with them, because by keeping in touch with them, I have referral businesses. So if somebody recommends my work, then also I have repeat business, and I don't spend zero on marketing. This is true. The biggest money that I spent on marketing was $400 back in the days when nobody knew me. Okay. So again, let's go back. Something not expected in this industry, or something personalized. For example, the card that I told you just about, okay? Personalized things, something personalized does not cost you anything, but immediately creates a wow. For example, I'll give you a super small, super simple example. When you come to your favorite coffee shop, okay? You come to your favorite coffee shop, and you go there every single day. You go there every single day for your latte. One day you come in and they say, Artem, so nice to see you today. Here's your latte, right? So it's very pleasant for you. Why? Because they remember you, okay? They remember you, and they use the information they know about you to wow you. Okay, now take the same example, this very same example, and put it into your own business. The question here to yourself would be, and you can put this down, what do I know about my client that I could use to personalize their experience? What do I know about my clients that I could use to personalize their experience? What do I know? For example, these could be super simple things. For example, a client told you, I have little babies, and I don't even know when I'll be able to come and pick up what you're creating for me. Okay, say that. Say, Mariana, I know that you have babies. You will not be able to pick up the painting, the sculpture that you have created. Do you mind if I come and if I bring it to you, to your place? If you could do this. If no, then, think about something else. But by merely repeating that you remember about that client, that she has little babies, by merely repeating this, you're showing your client what? You're showing that you're paying attention. Our clients, people in general, all thrive for attention. Everybody wants attention, right? And when you show them that you actually were listening when they were talking to you, believe me, they usually appreciate it very much. So the idea here is, how do you create your client experience? Okay, how do you create a client experience? And it's very hard to just create it, like, sit down and blank thinking, how do I create it? So the system here is like this. Sit down and ask yourself, what are the usual stages that your client comes through when you're providing, because you're not providing just a product, you're not providing just a painting, you're providing the whole experience, okay? So the experience starts usually from the order, right? So a client is calling you and they're asking you, could you please create this and this and this for me? So that's experience starts from the order. Now, okay, you have negotiated the pricing, they have paid you the money, or they have paid you 50% of the money, whatever your negotiations are. But then you start creating, right? And tell me what happens when you start creating and you create and create and create on the client's side. How does that look to them? How does that look to them? You can put it in the chat. You're creating, you're working, but on the client side for them, how does that look? Any ideas? Konstantina, for them, it looks like what I call a big gap. You know why? A big gap. Because you're creating, you're in the process of creating. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're doing. They're just waiting. For them, this stage of their experience is called what? Waiting. The client is waiting while you are creating. Now, you know that you're creating, right? You know that you're spending days and nights to create. However, for them, this is just a period of waiting. And if you don't design that period of waiting for them, you know what's going to happen. They're going to start calling you. So what? Is it ready? Is it going to be ready? When is it going to be ready? Can you tell me, is it going to be ready? When is it going to be ready? Right? Why? And it's not about them. It's about us not designing their experience in the stage of waiting. Okay? So I highly recommend to you, it doesn't take lots of time. When you start creating, you can send them an email, you can send them a message saying, Maria-Lisa, just wanted to let you know, I have started creating the piece for you. And you can, you're very creative people. You can probably even use beautiful words here. You can even say, your masterpiece is started to be unique, your exclusive, whatever, is in the process of being born, right? Or in the conception stage. I'm sure you could use a beautiful wording for this. But the idea here, always give them the start, always give them where you have started because they don't know. Always give them information in between, okay? And Anastasia, just want you to know that the baby is almost born, and I hope that the baby, the baby will be alive and born. And give me the timing, okay? Usually say more than less, please. You give yourself more time than that, and say, I'm hoping that we will be ready by in 2 weeks. And then when it is ready, say, Anastasia, everything is ready. Now, I know that for you, you're probably thinking, I really don't want to do this because my mind is completely on my piece that I'm creating. Now, if you can afford a person who will do that for you, right? A virtual assistants are not very expensive right now, but it depends if you can afford it or not. If you can afford a virtual assistant, make them do it for you if you hate doing that, right? If you don't want to be distracted. But if you do not want, or you cannot afford a virtual assistant, just tell yourself, okay, this is not a lot of work. You save yourself these calls when they call you, and I go, so is it ready? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Okay. So the process of creation. Now, think about it this way. I love how John talks about this, right? My mentor, my teacher, John talks about this way. Think about it. What used to be a usual transaction. So, for example, a usual order. How do you usually, accept an order from your client? Is it in message? Is it email? What is it? Is it during the call, right? So how do you do that? Take those regular transactions that you already have and ask yourself, how can I make this a unique and memorable moment? Now, I think that my guess is that the most unique moment for you when you're delivering the product to your client, right? It is ready, the baby is born, the masterpiece is born, and you're delivering your photographs, you're delivering whatever you're delivering to your client, right? So ask yourself, when I'm delivering the product to my client, and I don't mean deliver like physical delivery, you could deliver it with DHL or whatever using. I don't mean that, but ask yourself, how can I make this delivery a memorable experience? I remember my husband and I had a photo session for I don't remember what it was, but I decided that maybe in 15 years of marriage it would be okay to have finally one photo session. Okay, so we did a photo session. It was our beautiful friends, photographers, amazing photographers. They did it. It was super stylish, very nice. And they told us in the beginning, guys, it will take a lot of time for us to process those pictures. So we were expecting a lot of time. Okay, whereas sometimes photographer would say, well, you know, it will be ready in a week, and it's not. It'll be ready in 2 weeks, and it's not. It'll be ready in 3 weeks, and it's not, because you realize that you need more time to process those, right? So we were ready that it's going to take time. They said, well, at least a month, at least. Well, yeah, in the beginning, we're like, oh, you know, a month. But then they showed us several pictures that they liked. They said, okay, so these are some of the pictures that we really like. We want you to see them, okay? And so we got excited. We got excited to wait for the rest. And by the way, they did a great job, because they did not send me whole 3,000 pictures. They did not tell me to pick up. They did it for us, which was amazing, okay? And what was interesting, when they remember delivery. So for the delivery, they didn't just, you know, send us the pictures. What they did, they compiled a little video. It's just a simple, you know, PowerPoint presentation with the music on the background, but where all those pictures were showing up. It didn't take them much time, but for us, it was like a little video, and it was amazing. We did not expect that. What they also did, they said, we have picked the pictures that we love the most. The one picture we love the most. I was like, what is it? What is it? You know, you get excited. And what they did, they picked the picture and they framed it. The frame was not an expensive thing. It was probably, I don't know, like 10 pounds thing, 10 pounds frame. But it has created such a beautiful experience for us. Now, for you to know how that works for your brand. So imagine you have, they gave us this frame and a picture. We put the frame and the picture in our bedroom, because it's a nice frame. We put it in our bedroom. Every time I look into that picture and into that frame, what do I think? I think, oh, maybe we should do another one. And then when my friends are asking me, do you know anybody to do a photo shoot, a family photo shoot? What do I say? Oh, of course I do. So if you're taking notes, please put down something else that I'm going to share with you right now. Make sure your brand is always in front of your client's eyes. Not always will be enough, but make sure your brand is in front of your client's eyes, because they forget. Okay, it's not like they don't like you. It's not like they didn't like cooperating with you. It's not like they didn't like your product. They loved you, but then life happens. They have kids, they have this, they have that, blah, 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 and they forget about you. So it would be really nice if you could nicely remind about yourself, not in the way of, hello, here's me, how are you? No, but in a nice way. In a nice way, what you could do, you could always go and like their pages on social media. By liking their pages, you always know what's happening in their lives. They have a new baby, they have a new job, they have whatever. People post everything, right? They maybe you wouldn't want to see everything, but they post everything. So here you go. You have beautiful tips and bits of information that you could use. You could say, congratulations on your new baby. And let's say you're a photographer and you're a baby photographer, or you're a family photographer and you do baby photographs as well. So congratulations on your new baby. Please, when you say that, when you keep in touch with your clients, never ever sell. Never say, congratulations on your new baby. By the way, I have a discount for a baby photo. No, that's not your level. You know, you have to still keep this professional level. So just say, congratulations on your new baby. That's it. They know that you're a photographer, or they know that you're a painter. They know that you're this creative person. They already know about you. But see, you're showing yourself, you're showing your brand in front of them in a nice way. Makes sense? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Good. Good. Let's go. So how do you guys systematize it? Okay, I'm going to show you to share with you a super mega simple system. Okay, right now I'm going to skip my slides to that system, and then we'll go back, because logically it looks like this. If you wanted to know more about the system, I highly recommend reading this book. This is John's book. We work together now, and it's all about what I'm telling you now, but it's a whole book about this. So how can you use the information that you have on your client to keep in touch with them in a nice way? Okay, but let me skip to this because I want to show you something. Okay, so I'm going to show you this formula, and then we will go back to all those examples. Basically, when you work with your clients, and again, clients are telling us everything. It's just that we are not listening because we're listening to what needs to be created, right? So every time you're talking to your client, try to scan what they're telling you through this little formula. The formula is called Ford, like a car. It's very easy to remember. What are they telling you about their family? Do they have kids? How many kids? Where are the kids? Okay, all of that. Now, what's their occupation? Where do they work? What do they do? Lots of the times people share this with us. You don't have to ask it. No, they just share. R stands for recreation. How do they spend their free time? Okay, and usually it's very easy to know. So you would say, for example, you're meeting on Monday, and of course you're asking how was your weekend? And the person is telling you, well, we played tennis, we did this, I did deep sea diving. So they tell you this, okay? But for you, just make sure you put that down somewhere in your file, so that you know how you can impress them, how you can wow them with all the information that you have about them. And the last one here is dreams. People don't always share dreams or goals, but sometimes they do. If they trust you, they will tell you things like, or it could be a dream which is closely connected with your profession. So for example, you're doing a painting for them and they say, I'm actually dreaming of buying your whole collection. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Right? I can't afford buying it right now. The client will tell you, but I'm dreaming about that. So put that into your little file, into your notes. And then if you have an exhibition, you can invite them, because then these are your hot potential clients, right? So family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Now let's go back to those examples, how you can use that, okay? Once you know it, how you can use that. So this is a very, I'll give you some fun examples, and I'll give you some easy examples, and I'll give you some hard examples, but all of them you will see that they are rooted in what we know about our clients, okay? So for example, this is an example of a client who comes to one of the stores, and she always comes with her parrot. So some people come with dogs, some people come with cats, and some people come with parrots, and that's okay. So if the girl that you see on this picture, she works in that store, in that shop, and she has decided, why can't I go ahead and buy little food for this parrot when they come? So when they come, she goes ahead and she talks to a mom of the parrot, and she says, I have a little compliment for your parrot. Would the parrot eat this? Is he allowed to eat this? It's such a little thing. This, the food that she bought is probably $1 thing, even less. But I will not even start telling you how impressed the client was. Now, when they're impressed, and remember we are talking about your brand, when they're impressed, when they're highly impressed, what they do usually, they take a picture of it. And what do they do with it? They post it on social media and they tag you. Is there any better way to get yourself a free marketing on their social pages for their friends who are also your potential clients than this? I don't think so. What we do with our clients, when we start a big project with clients, we always send them flowers. We send flowers a lot, I have to tell you. When we start a project, when there's a birthday, client's birthday, when somebody is born, when somebody dies, we send flowers. And recently, unfortunately, we had to send flowers to our clients because the relative had died, okay? And I don't do it. Okay, this is an important point over here. I don't do it for them to post it on social media. I don't do it. I just do it because I think this is the right thing to do. A person has a birthday, it's nice to send them flowers, and it's not super expensive. And when somebody is born, it's I think that's the right thing to do. Or unfortunately, when somebody dies, I want to support the person. So that's what you do as a person, as a human being, right? But even now, when I send those flowers, they have posted them on social media, thanking me and tagging me. Now, this I did not expect at all. Okay. And I don't want you to expect something from your clients. Do this just because you strongly believe in this. You strongly believe that building relationships with your clients will always pay back. Okay. Will always give you back. Will always give you back. Because, you know, sometimes we are trapped in looking for new clients, aren't we? We're like looking for new clients. Where are my new clients? Where are my new clients? But 95% of the time that I spend it on my existing clients or the clients that I had before. Okay. I spend with them because they already know you. Okay. The clients that you already have, they already know you. They already know your work. They already know you as a person. They're much highly to recommend you to their friends and relatives and partners and colleagues than a person who doesn't know you, but is just a cold client. Okay. So this is one example of that. Another example, I love this. So on my birthday, I got a box of chocolates and I thanked for the box of chocolates and that was it. But then when I opened it, you could see in Ukrainian, it says Anastasiya, which is short for Anastasia, happy birthday. And every chocolate has if you can see, it's not just it's a 3D letter on top of it. Right? This is personalization. This is personification. This is beautiful thing on how you can personalize a client experience, right? Now, this example I wanted to share with you because this is so amazing. Does not cost you anything. So if you could probably see, does anybody know who that guy is? Does anybody know who that guy is on the picture? Do you know who it is? No. Okay, so this is Garou, the singer, okay, French singer, and women usually love him. He used to sing in Notre Dame de Paris, okay, and now he has his own thing. So, a client of ours has a little dog, okay, and she came with the dog. Every time she came, the dog's name was Garou, okay. So we asked her, is the dog's name Garou because of Garou the singer? She said yes. I love Garou the singer, and that's why I called my dog like that. And it's a little dog, and she loves that dog. It's a little pet. So when Garou came into town, we kind of sit down together, and we were talking, okay, what we can do for our client, for this client. How can we impress her? And of course, people were saying, maybe we should buy a ticket. Well, the ticket is super expensive, right? Now, what else can we do? And then one girl said, maybe we can call the organizers and ask them if he drive up by the hotel, if he could sign the card for our clients. And everybody said, oh, it's going to be super expensive. But she said, no, I'm going to try it. So she goes ahead, calls the organizer. Organizer says, yes, they do it for free. So she comes with that thing back. She has the autograph. She has the card. Everything is beautiful. And then she says, but maybe we can do something else. So this was for free, guys. Maybe we could do something else. Maybe, and then she took, if you can see this little bone, right? So the bone is for the dog. So she bought this bone in the Zoo magazine, in the Zoo store. I'm sorry, it's not golden. It's just a regular thing. And what they did, they also put an autograph, his signature, onto that bone. Now that has cost her $20. And I will not even start telling you, it was all over social media. The client was amazed. She was recommending the company everywhere. Now, if you think about this is just a very creative way to work with your clients, right? What do you know? Again, please put it down if you haven't. What do I know about my clients that I could use to impress them, to wow them? But also keep in mind that it has to be low cost, okay? I don't want you, a card, a thank you card that goes with them, a photograph printed, something that is not expensive to you. I don't want you to be spending too much money on it, but which creates value for your client. And I'm sure that you can, you're creative people, you can come up with 350 ideas over here, okay? So to this, and if I wanted to leave you with one thought today, this thought, I can promise you that it will completely transform your work with your clients. please pay special attention after they buy from you. Okay, because naturally we are spending lots and lots of attention and time with our clients before they buy, or for them to buy, or in the process when they bought, we are creating, right, in the process. Now, usually when you have delivered the product and the product is nice and beautiful, and let's just say that you have done this personalization with your product and everything it was a beautiful delivery, was a unique and memorable moment, great. But what happens after this will either give you a repeat business or will not. So I want you to pay special attention. Once you have sold, once you have delivered, put down a thought for yourself, a question for yourself. How can I keep in touch with my clients in a nice way after they have bought from me? How can I keep in touch? And I can also share my system with you. Every Tuesday, it's on my calendar, because if it's not on my calendar, I will most definitely forget it. Every Tuesday from 9 to 10 in the morning, it says on my phone, on my calendar, it says, keep in touch. So I actually have a special place in my calendar during the week, which I dedicate solely to keeping in touch with the clients that I used to have, asking them how they are doing, looking at their social media. Sometimes I might send them a book or a little gift. Sometimes I don't do it at all. I just ask them how they are doing and keep in touch. And I have to tell you that if you spend time on connecting with your existing clients and clients who used to be before, who used to work with you, I guarantee you that you will have repeat business and referrals. Do you know how I know it? Because what a better way to crash test your business than a war? With the war in Ukraine, because we did such a good job of creating relationships and supporting relationships with our clients on an ongoing basis, we are still getting business from them in Ukraine now during the war, okay? So I don't think there is any better proof, right, to what I'm telling you today than this crash test that we are having right now, okay? Now, I'm leaving you my contact details, because I know that you will most definitely have a question with your client or a case with your client that you will not know how to solve. And I want you to go ahead and write me. I have many people writing me in messages. I don't respond straight away, but when I do respond, I will give you an advice. If it's something that requires, lots and lots of time, I will tell you. If it doesn't require, I will tell you and I will help you and I will give you an advice, because I want you, my biggest dream for you is to be successful, not just with your creations, right, with everything you create, but also in the business side of your business, okay? I want you to be earning well, and I want you to be using this as an opportunity to create more and to have more impact, as you already are having, okay? Good. Awesome. I'm going to stop sharing right now. And please let me know if you have any thoughts, questions that you wanted to share. If you want to put them down in the chat, if it's easier for you, please put them down in the chat. Please don't be scared if you think that your English is not perfect. I really don't care. As long as I can understand you, it's okay. If you want to write a question in Ukrainian, go ahead and do it. But I will most definitely reply. Okay? Good. Any questions, thoughts, ideas? You're very quiet. Very quiet. Okay, let's give it a little thought. Let's give it 1-2 minutes. Oh, that's a very good question. How about when the list of our clients is big? Konstantina, then I just, then it's better to create a system around that. So I ask, do you have a VA or you don't? Do you have a virtual assistant? A personal assistant, a virtual assistant? No. Okay. Okay, so then I would suggest to you just random picking. Seriously, you just open your, do you have one database when you have all your clients in one thing, in one place? You do, good. So just go back to your database and randomly pick up. I usually pick up, I don't pick up many. So for that Tuesday morning, I usually have around 6 to 7. I don't do 10, 50, 20. No, it's impossible. But I do it regularly every single week. So randomly, just open the system, randomly pick up 6 clients, but then put yourself a date when you contacted them, okay? Because you don't want them to be, you don't want to contact them too often. Now we can do this. Now the other way, what you could do is if you have, let's just say, hundreds of clients, because some companies have thousands of clients, then I highly recommend you, and if you don't really have time for that, I highly recommend you picking the ones that are potentially interesting to you. And I hate saying that, but that's what I mean. Okay, Konstantina, like either they bought an expensive product, or you know that their friends, their colleagues would be a potential good client to you. So then just use some, strategic thinking and ask yourself, okay, who are the ones that I should spend my time on and who are the ones that I shouldn't? I hate saying that because ideally you would talk to all of them, but sometimes it's seriously not possible. Good. Hugs to people from Bulgaria. I did a whole project with DSK Bank, you know them, the biggest bank. Yes, please, Vlad, start keeping in touch with your, there is gold. There is gold in keeping in touch with your existing, or let's just say old clients, right? There's gold there. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for being so patient, for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have at least one fresh thought, or at least one fresh question, which is also okay. Then it means that you spent this time today and it was valuable to you. Good. Okay, Artem. Thank you, Vyacheslav. Thank you.
Here we are. Okay. Shall we stop for today?
I think yes. I don't see any questions over here. It's okay if you don't have questions. That's fine. Just go ahead and use what I told you, and you will have more questions afterwards.
Okay. Okay, guys. Still, you have any questions to Anastasiya? Please use this chance. Yeah, everybody's thinking. Okay. So then we will pause for today, and in few days we will have the next meeting and we will continue with Anastasiya.
Yes, if I could just say what's going to be there on the next meeting. On the next meeting, I'm going to give you some, I don't like calling them rules, but the things that you'd better not do with your clients if you want them to stay with you, and the things that you'd better start doing with your clients. Okay, so these will be, I'll give you a very high level. Okay, it's going to be a very professional level of working with your clients. Okay, some nevers and some always. And then we'll go a bit deeper than today. Today was just about, how you can wow, the thoughts around there. But this will be very specific on how you work with your clients. So yeah, welcome. We'll be happy to see you.
Okay. So please follow your calendar. Don't forget to register for the next part of Anastasiya presentation, and stay together with their Creative Center residents, and good luck for today.
Go ahead, Konstantina.
I have one last question. I cannot write it in the chat. You talked about providing the whole experience with our clients, and I believe I missed that point.
Yeah, so the whole experience is created from the stages, right? So I'll put it in the chat. Stage one is usually, you know, how you order process, right? So the client is ordering something from you. That's stage one. And if you look at that stage from a client standpoint, you ask yourself, how can I make this stage a memorable and unique experience for my clients? Okay, how you have it today? How is it today? What's the process of ordering or starting a conversation with you about the creating of the product? What's the process now? And ask yourself, does this process create a wonderful experience for your clients, or is it just boring and not interesting? Okay, and you as a creative person, I'm sure you could make it an experience. Now, then stage two, for example, remember we talked, you know, you start payment. Okay, can you make a payment process something of an experience? That's interesting. I remember we did, because we work with companies mostly, well, sometimes with entrepreneurs as well, but when we work with companies, on our invoice, down there on the invoice, we used to write different good thoughts for an accountant. So a nice thought for today for an accountant, okay? And there will be some inspirational thought for an accountant. And funny enough, our invoices were paid first because accountants were like, okay, where's their invoice? Where's their invoice? Because they wanted to read a good thought of the day. Okay, so you know what you can do, how we can make this process, a payment process, something that is more interesting than just a payment process. Now, if you can't, that's okay. Then you go to stage three, for example. Stage three would be when you creation. Remember, and we just talked that for you, this is the creation. For them, this is the waiting. So here you're asking yourself, how can I create this experience for them while I'm creating the product? What can I add? Can I add the start phase, the middle phase, the delivered phase, something that they would know that we are working and not just miscommunicating with the client. And then stage four would be delivery in your case. Okay, so you're delivering the product. Can you make it a memorable experience? And stage, I'm sorry, it was stage four. And this will be stage five, after delivery. Okay, how do you still create experience after everything was delivered and done? So this is, you drop it down into the stages, and you look at all your stages and you ask yourself, how can I make this? How can I add more experience to that? Not just, transaction, if I may say it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good. Okay. Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you for such a brilliant, let's say, first block of the training. We will meet in a few days on, and I believe on Friday, and we will continue with Anastasiya. Once again, guys, don't forget to be registered. Okay, thank you. I believe that you are not tired. It was interesting, useful, and creative. See you.